Bleach X. That time I got reincarnated as a slime by HollowKnight. Part 48. Back in Karakura, Rimuru and the others have been allowed to go through the sentiment using Kazuki's creations to make the others look human. Besides Rimuru, Shizu and Chloe, the others are in real need of it as they go through the garage. Rimuru tells everyone not to touch the walls at all. Once they make it out of the Soul Society, Kazuki's, who had followed to get the others from his store, luckily had contacted Tessai, who shoots a ball of sheets at all of them, catching them. Nobody sees this as it is night and everyone is asleep. Rimuru looks around, feel nostalgic and begins laughing. Kazuki's. What is it that's so funny, Rimuru? It's just this is so similar to when we left Soul Society after the Rukia's rescue. Kazuki's. Oh, I suppose it is. I can apologize again if you like. Rimuru. No, don't worry about it. Rimuru looks around, seeing the riverside where Ichigo's mother died. Rimuru. Tell you what, I think I'll get off here. I want to go somewhere. Rimuru jumps, ordering the others to stay behind Kazuki. Wait, Rimuru, I could just take you there. Rimuru ignores Kazuki's as he leaves for the riverside. Shion. Urahema. Kazuki's. Urahara. Shion. Urahara, could you tell us where Rimuru-sama is going? Kazuki. Sai, he's going to the riverside because it's the place he. Shizu. Lost his mother. They all look back at Shizu, who looks at them, raising her hands in defense. Shizu. Wait, I can explain. He never told me. It's just when I was in his stomach he let me live my own version of heaven. But some of his memories would come through. The most constant was of a little boy walking with his mother in the rain and running to help someone, then waking up with his mother dead, protecting him. Kazuki. That's right. Kazuki looks towards the river as he thinks to himself. Kazuki. I'm glad you haven't changed too much. More than that, I think Masaki would be proud of the things you've done. Ichi. Rimuru. Scene change. Rimuru arrived at the place where Ichigo's mother died. As he looks around, a small smile appearing in his face as he simply says, "Thank you." Rimuru gives a small bow and turns to leave. Doing so, Rimuru looks back. Rimuru. I've been fine. Mother Seal. I've looked at your memories. I would say, husband, that your mother, as Ichigo Kurosaki, was a wonderful person. Rimuru. Yeah. If I'm being honest, it was hard trying to call somebody else my mom in my life after Ichigo. She was great. Rimuru turns, seeing Isshin standing there. Rimuru. Hey there. Isshin. Yeah, no, if you're going to make us wait, try and get a better place to go. Rimuru. Sorry, Isshin. It's fine. Isshin steps towards Rimuru, standing beside Rimuru now. Isshin. I'm glad to have you back. I couldn't bear the pain when you died. I had thought I sent my own son to die and I would never be able to say sorry. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Rimuru. It's alright. I made that choice back then. I'm content with what happened, and besides, it's the choice that's allowed me to meet several great people and make so many friends. Rimuru pats Isshin on the shoulder as the two head back to the Kurosaki clinic. Rimuru. You didn't change my room at all, did you? Isshin smiles, knowing what his son is trying to do. Isshin. No, it's the exact way you left it. There's a lot of dust, though you'll have to clean that up. Rimuru. We'll see about that. The two smile as they continue walking. For the first time in 2 different lifetimes, Rimuru is seeing Karakura again, and he's going to get to see his old home. Part 49. A day in Karakura. Rimuru looks being held by all of the girls as Shizu is drooling. Rimuru turns into a slime and gets out of all their grasp, heading down the stairs and looking at the clock, seeing it's 4 in the morning. He had laid there in bed for hours. Entering the living room, Rimuru sees the poster of his mother Masaki that Isshin, his father, has kept up since her death. Rimuru walks up to the poster and looks at it for a good few minutes. Rimuru blinks and looks around. Rimuru. What do you say we go for a walk, Seal? Would you like me to join you on the outside? Rimuru. Yes. Rimuru splits in two as Seal appears beside Rimuru, wearing the same clothes as Rimuru before. Rimuru takes notice that the clothes they're wearing may not exactly pass for normal, but with it being so early he figures they won't have a problem. The two head out of the door, Seal grabbing Rimuru hand, and go for a walk for about an hour. The two walk in comfortable silence. Eventually they walk all over before heading back to Kurosaki Clinic as the two remerge into one as Rimuru looks around and sees the clock at 5:30. Waiting till 6, Rimuru sits on the couch, finding a book that Rimuru thinks belongs to Yuzu. Rimuru looks around and picks it up, flipping through a few pages. Rimuru finds out it's a love story. Rimuru sets it down And once 6 o'clock comes, Rimuru is just bored out of his mind. Rimuru knows that he can't cook Shuna May through a fit, so that isn't going to happen. Rimuru turns into a slime and just begins bouncing around until he gets bored of that. Rimuru goes to do something else before hearing a roar. Rimuru turns back into him human form and looking out the window, seeing a hollow flying through the air. Rimuru jumps out the window and brings his sword out from his stomach and slices the hollow in two. In an instant, Rimuru lands back in the ground, hiding his sword once more and walking back into the house, closing the door and going back to the couch. Rimuru turns back into a slime and jumps around once more, glancing at the sun as it begins to rise. Rimuru hears a door open and shut as Yuzu begins to walk down the hallway and begins working on breakfast. As she turns to pick something out of the fridge, she jumps as Rimuru is now on the kitchen counter. Rimuru turns into a human and catches what Yuzu threw into the air. Rimuru: sorry Yuzu. It's okay, what are you doing up? Rimuru: oh I don't need to sleep. Yuzu: oh, sorry, I didn't, that had to be. Rimuru: no, it's fine, do you need any help? Get anything I can do? Yuzu: no, it's fine, I can handle it. Rimuru: right, I'll be in the clinic then. Yuzu: why? Rimuru: to find something to do. Yuzu: you remember we have TV, right? Rimuru stops. He's lived without TV for so long that he kinda just forgot about it. Rimuru goes and turns it on and begins flipping through the channels, seeing that nothing is on for him to watch. Rimuru goes into the clinic after turning the TV off and begins organizing everything. 7 o'clock. Rimuru is called back into the kitchen as everyone is up now. Rimuru joins them for breakfast, Diablo standing behind him along with Shion and Shuna. Rimuru: please sit somewhere. The three sit happily and begin eating. Shuna and Yuzu begin to talk about recipes. Rimuru finishes his food and looks for something to do, seeing a tiny Ranga who had shrunk down to the size of a normal dog, and thanks to Kazuki his horn is hidden. Rimuru: well, I think I'm going to take Rang for a walk. Ranga perks up as Rimuru gets up and motions for Ranga to join Rimuru at the door. Ishin: wait, but shouldn't you put more normal clothes on? Shuna looks at Ishin, who feels a cold chill go down his spine. Ishin: on second thought, what you're wearing is good, have fun. Rimuru goes out. Ranga happily walking beside Rimuru. As the two come down, Ally seeing Orheim in her school uniform being cornered by three guys, Orheim takes all three of them down as Rimuru looks impressed by this as another guy comes up from behind her. Tatsuki walking by, seeing the guy grabs a pocket knife. Tatsuki begins to run towards Orheim as the guy goes to stab Orheim. Rimuru catches the guy's hand and kicks him in the chin as the guy falls to the ground. Rimuru: I think I used too much strength in that kick. Seal: it's your imagination, he will be fine. Rimuru: I'm pretty sure I felt a crack when I kicked him. Seal: it's your imagination, even if you did, he deserved it for not stopping when you got in front of him. Orheim: Rimuru, thank you. Rimuru: oh yeah, no problem. A cop walks up towards the two. Cop: excuse me, but why aren't you in your school uniform? Orheim: but I am cop, not you, the middle schooler. Rimuru points to himself as the cop nods and grabs Rimuru by the shoulder. Ranga is about to jump at the cop until Rimuru motions for him to stop. Ranga then jumps into Rimuru's shadow, following the instructions his master has given him. Cop: come on, you can play dress up later, kid. Rimuru: but I'm not. The cop begins to push Rimuru towards the middle school. Rimuru: listen, I'm not a middle schooler, I'm cop. Yeah, whatever you say, girl. Tatsuki: she's a high schooler. The cop stops. Cop: I'm sorry, a high schooler. Orheim: that's right, and she's a high schooler. Rimuru glares at Tatsuki for saying she. Tatsuki smirks and sticks her tongue out at Rimuru. The cop looks at Rimuru, who smiles. Tatsuki: we're take her to school. The two grab Rimuru and drag him away. As Rimuru waves goodbye to the cop, who walks off shocked that such a small girl can be in high school. With those three, Rimuru: okay, first off, I'm still a boy. Tatsuki: yet you look so much like a girl. Rimuru: sighs, and I'm not going to school. Orheim: why not, you never finished it. Rimuru: I did though. Tatsuki: yeah, whatever you say. The Tatsuki continues to drag Rimuru to the school, who manages to escape and begins running back towards the clinic. Rimuru: I'm not going back to school. Rimuru runs all the way to the clinic, getting in and seeing Ishin about to get ready to open the clinic. Ishin: almost got sent to school. Rimuru. Yes, I'm not even that short. Isshin smiles. Isshin. Probably that new cop, he's basically blind, so don't blame him too much. Rimuru. How did he even become a cop then? Isshin. I have no idea. Welp, see y'all. Isshin walks into the clinic as Rimuru enters the living room, seeing Shuna making clothes for everyone. Rimuru. Hello Shuna. Oh Rimuru-sama. Shuna stops making clothes as Rimuru sits down and Ranga jumps out from his shadow. Rimuru picking up the small Ranga and places him in his lap and pets him. Rimuru. Maybe we should go out on the weekends. Shuna looks confused as Rimuru just smiles.